Morning and hello to you all Ghanaians, and even if you're not a Ghanaian, you're watching us wherever you're watching us from, also whether via TV, Adwa TV, or Facebook, live on Facebook, Adwa TV Ghana. Yes, it's Lady Julia here, and it's still the AM Ghana show. You heard the news, and I pray that you paid particular attention to every part of the news. For me, my interest is always on what is happening when it comes to fuel, the fuel prices. We saw a whole lot yesterday. As at late, I saw one post reporting on one filling station. I mean, it's like confusion galore. They just have 5.678, and I was wondering if there was space for more. That will continue 9, 10, 11, 12. And with others, it was DM for price. Yes, that's how serious the issue of changes in prices, especially sorry, since it's not going down, it's not stable. Not stable doesn't mean it's either going up or down. It's just in an upward trend. That's how it's moving. Four prices in an upward trend. And today, Wednesday, we are all expecting, I mean, a lot of people are expecting to see another upward shift, as we've been advised or we've been warned. Upward shift in the prices of petroleum products again. We have been, I mean, explanation being, what is it, first window, second, do we care about first window, second window? Well, all we know is that the prices of our petrol is going up, and for the first time in my life, I actually met two old ladies. When I'm talking about, I'm not talking about matured women, I'm talking about old ladies, the elderly, one selling pawpaw. I usually buy my fruits from her. And yesterday, before I got to her, she was in a heated conversation with another old lady. And guess what they were talking about? Fuel prices. She was actually telling the other one, "Abanabang meno eko, abang meno wo. Abang meno wo. Ihe gas don ihe ke ibi eke gas ahoni agbena mena no neba. Ihe ngai." And this is the first time I would see people like that, you know, not to be demeaning or degrading them in any way, but focusing on fuel prices, so much so that it has become a subject of discussion among that class of people. Then you know how challenging things are now, most especially. But all the same, you know, those that live in God, economy high, economy low, we are still fortified, we are still energized. And the word for this morning, I've taken my inspiration from, that's from Psalm 91. And I know Psalm 91 brings a lot of fond memories for me. When I got to discover the treasure and the power in Psalm 91, believe you me, I was in some kind of a fearful part or aspect of my life there. But this morning I discover it again, Psalm 91 verse 2, because I'm not there, I'm not in the Psalms yet, but in my devotion, I discovered Psalm 91 verse 2, and I want to share it with you. For all those who are discouraged, the word trauma came this morning. So those who are in some form of a trauma, experiencing trauma, that emotional response to whatever is the background of that trauma. Yes, this morning, my word, or the word of God, I bring to your table, into your mouth. And I love the Tree and the Gun version for that word faith. Tree says GD. So I'm bringing it to you. G, D, and the Gun says ye, no ye. Take it and eat it. So this is a word I bring for you to take and eat. Okay? I will say of the Lord, the verse 2, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, He is my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Perhaps you feel you cannot trust in anybody because one person, one political party, one relationship, whoever, whatever has disappointed you. Today, I bring you the one who never disappoints. And David, throughout his life, would stand up and say this. He says that I have served the Lord, but in all my life, all my days, never, never, ever have I seen the righteous forsaking or his children begging for bread. And that will be your story if you will trust in this God, if you will trust confidently. I don't know why I'm making mistakes today, forgive me. If you will trust confidently in this God and you will stand with him, in him, by him, that's the word, abide in him, so much so that these words will also be yours, that you will say that he is your refuge, he is your fortress, and he is the one in whom you trust. Then my sister, my brother, my mother, my father, my friend, wherever you're listening to me from, whether the economy, I mean standard of living, the fuel prices goes this way or goes that way, we still stand strong and we are still victorious. And amen to that. With that said, I'll move to the proverb of the day. The proverb of today, we took a proverb from Mali. So it's a Malian proverb, but I think some way, somehow, I've said it in other ways. So maybe I think we may have a Ghanaian proverb, you know, in this well, let me read it out and you know what I'm talking about. The Malian proverb says, those who end up accomplishing great things, those who end up accomplishing great things, pay attention to the little ones. Those who end up accomplishing great things, pay attention to the little ones. And the sentence there, or the proverb, begins with those who end up. So let's put that end at the ending of the proverb. It means that the starting point of this proverb is to pay attention to little ones. Pay attention to little things. Pay attention to little things. So you dream big, you have big plans, big goals, big desires, things you want to accomplish, very great, grand. In fact, we are being told that if your dreams are not bigger than you, then you are not dreaming yet. You are not dreaming yet. Your dreams have got to be bigger than you to see yourself and as an accomplishing person. So if you are not dreaming big, but then how do you fulfill? How do you, make it there? How do you see your big dreams materialize? So this is the way, by paying attention to the little or the small ones. So carve out smaller goals out of those big ones for yourself. And then as you move along that channel, accomplishing those smaller ones. And before you know it, you are there. You have accomplished that big thing. Those gigantic or gigantic. Well, those big, seemingly impossible dreams, okay, those very huge Goliath kind of dreams always start from somewhere. And David could never have defeated the Goliath of his time without having to wrestle with some wolves. And if you will study the life of David very well, you will see that he started. It was a process, you know, from some wool or foxes perhaps to some wolves and then to the bear. And after being able to defeat the bear and the lions, who is Goliath? What is Goliath? He could look in the face of Goliath and say, "You dog." You know what I'm talking about? Yes. So look at those small things and focus on them. Focus on accomplishing them, and you will see yourself at the top. Let's do the Merriam-Webster word of the day. It's a very, very simple one, and perhaps you've even used it a lot. So I think I've used it even in trying to bring word of the day to you. And this is the word. It's intersperse. Intersperse. Intersperse is a verb. And it is spelled inter. We all know how to spell inter. I-N-T-E-R. I-N-T-E-R. And spurs. S-P-E-R-S-E. My guys especially know spurs because we use it for, you know, my spurs, right? Now, intersperse is two root words coming together. The inter, which is the prefix, of course, means between or among. So whenever we see the word inter as a prefix to a word, it means between. In between or among. Now, the space in intersperse, I didn't spell it right. Don't worry. Intersperse is I-N-T-E-R. That's inter, and sperse is S-P-E-R-S-E. So the sperse I'm talking about, it comes from the Latin word sparsus. Sparsus, S-P-A-R-S-U-S, sparsus, and sparsus is the past participle of spaghetti. I'm not saying spaghetti, spaghetti, S-P-A-R-G-E-R-E, spaghetti, and spaghetti means to scatter, to scatter, to scatter. So we have inter meaning between or among, and sparse meaning scatter. So we are saying to scatter in between something or to scatter among something. I hope you get a definition for intersperse. To scatter among something. So usually intersperse means you don't just maybe a pool of something and put it in and then mix it up. No, you're not talking about mixing. We're talking about mixing or putting something, you know, using intervals. So it can be in a line form and then you intersperse. You put one in the middle here, one in between, you know, intersperse. Something in an order, and then you try and perhaps put what you want to put in there. Yes, in an orderly form. Okay. All right. That said, let's do some examples. So intersperse means to place or insert something at intervals in or among other things. The author interspersed the guidebook with pictures of the different animals tourists might encounter on the safari. And another example, there are stately brick buildings here interspersed with the relict warehouses, forgotten remnants of this area's industrial past. And that is from Jessica Wolfram, yes, of the San Francisco Examiner. And she made this 28th February, just this 2022, this year, just last month. All right, so that's as fresh as it goes. We bring you fresh examples. And with that said, we will go on a commercial break. Don't go anywhere, because I have my newspapers and I am also very ready to see what they have for us. Stay tuned.
Announcements on Adwa TV. Contact Adwa TV for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adwa TV, bringing good things to life.
Hi, welcome to Sonotech Lab. We work on a wide range of samples, blood, body fluids, and even samples like stool. We work with updated methods and sophisticated equipment just to bring you the most accurate results in the best time possible.
Hi, my name is Matthias Domlan, lead radiographer at Sonotech Medical Center. Together with my colleague radiographers, our role is to produce high-quality digital X-rays, CT scans, MRI scans, and the use of other imaging modalities to assist radiologists and other medical professionals to monitor, diagnose, and treat patient injury or illnesses.
On a hill far away.
Length is a period of admonishment, fast, given, self-denial, and remorse. Join us this season on the Lengthened Afternoon Meditation live on Adwa TV from Mondays to Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. as these great people of God take us through moments of reflections, meditation, prayer, atonement, purging, and reconciliation with God and one another. Don't miss this opportunity to commune with God for just 30 minutes on the Lengthened Afternoon Meditation.
I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophy.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Welcome back after the cue from our sponsors. Remember that I still need you to come to bring in your sponsorship wherever you. I mean, support me. Come support me in what I do here, okay? On Adwa TV, AM Ghana. I'm doing the newspaper headlines next. As I promised in this segment, we're going to look at what is topical. What is topical, like trending, but for the newspapers, okay? And I have here, I'm sure I'm going to see this. Okay, on every front page for today. So let's jump in. Truth and accuracy every day. That's for the Daily Graphic, Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. I thought it was 17th. Hey, where am I going? Anyway, printing textbooks locally, patriotic gesture. Printing textbooks locally, a patriotic gesture. That's coming from the printers and members of the Ghana Printers and Paper Converters Association, GPPCA, have said that the decision of the government to cede the entire printing of textbooks locally is a patriotic gesture which must be implemented to the letter. Yes, it's true. Implementation is mainly most of our issues. And the story continues on and on and on page 3. But I think this is enough for us, right? Coups can't address challenges. President reiterates, and that is on page 16. So this the AU, yes, AU is it conference or a summit? Whichever one it is, they are meeting, and they are meeting on coups, talking about coups in general, and when it comes to Africa. And this, our president touched on coups, so that's what I'm saying is going to, I believe it's going to trend on most of the newspaper headlines. Well, Odor drain choked ahead of seasonal rains. Odor drain. Hey, circle again. Yesterday, I was in a vehicle, I was passing by, and I saw a man washing his hands. He would take this water, just pour it all over. He was washing not his hands, see his arm. I don't know what he had done, but he found a need. Wash and then just throw the rubber, wash and throw. And I'm asking, Ghanaians, somebody takes a whole bucket of water and then goes to dump it just behind someone's wall. There's no gutter there. There is nothing. Wastewater. You should see the color. And he just decides that is where, because he just cannot walk to the gutter that is nearest him. So he decides to throw it off behind somebody's wall. In this 21st century, this is what we're still doing. We still cannot manage simple things like keeping our environment clean and safe. It is still a challenge for us. Well, the Odor story is on page 20 of the Daily Graphic, and page 16 carries the story on coups and its challenges. But on the middle spread, MOFA seeks collaboration to preserve uncultivated farmlands. Uncultivated farmlands. If you give me a plot, I can do a lot of things. I have dreams of farming a whole lot of things. I like gardening a lot. So consumers, I saw this, okay. Consumers owe GWCL and Netco 132 million Ghana cedis in Upper East region. Did you see the story also about ECG cutting lights to is it Ghana Airport and the stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, etc., who are owing them? Some ministries who are also owing, including the Ministry of Finance. Yes, Daily Graphic back page. UGMC starts full operation. The University of Ghana Medical Center has started full-scale operations following the completion of the second phase of the project and the subsequent handover to the management of the facility. That said, I'm going to the Daily Guide newspaper next. Wednesday, March 16th, gradually moving. Well, punish overstaying leaders. That's what Nana is saying with a very big smile, because he knows that he will leave when it gets to his turn. He doesn't want even an extra day to pass him by. Punish overstaying leaders. And that's what we've been talking about. What does AU, what does ECOWAS do when some presidents overstay the voted term or the due term, the legal term? What do we do to them? Do we wait for the people to coup? Yes, stage a coup before we come and say staging a coup is not right and this and this. No, we should nip these problems or these issues in the bud, and I stand with the president on that particular issue. AG files Boga NP's trial papers. And that story is on page 3. If you don't know the Boga MP we're talking about right now, I mean up to now, we're talking about James Jechi. Did I get that correct? I always have issues with that. Jechi Kwesen, the Asen North or North Asen MP. Prosecutor swerves coup monger Oliver Mausebaka Vomwo. And that story is on page 6. Well, and 38.9 million euros for 40-bed district hospitals. And that story is captured again on page 3. NLA donates 100,000 K Ghana cedis. Wow. 100,000 K to a PRT fund. And I know I have some loved ones who have foolscap notebooks with pens. They've even bought extra pens, and they go through the graphic for each day, the newspapers, and they write down all the donations. They say they are being accountable. They are doing accountability for in the stead of the government. Well, more grease to your elbows as the ink flows. Daily Statesman, coups not the answer, and that is coming from Akufo-Addo speaking on the problems of Africa. Coups are not the answer to Africa's problems. SSNIT launches supplementary readers on social security, and that's on page 3, and a picture of Dr. John Oforitin crying the SSNIT boss. Embattled MP files for stay of proceedings. Still talking about the Assin North MP, Lands Minister Park Chair clash. While Lands Minister and Park Chair clash, okay, on e-levy, and that's on page 2. You do want to read more about that. Let's do a little sport. On the back page, Charlie set for the teenage goalkeeper, aiming for success with Ajax and England. Nigeria versus Ghana, FIFA changes officials. I believe we read that yesterday for World Cup playoff clash, but referees are or were maintained. So that will be it for the Daily Statesman, and I'm doing the most authoritative, that's the Ghanaian Times. At the AU Peace Security Council Forum, well, coup d'etats setback to Africa's development. What about countries like Ghana, where coup d'etats, I mean, is a thing of the past? We've enjoyed peace for some time now. Are we moving on? I'm not subscribing to coups anyway. I'm just asking. Is it just the coup d'etats that are setting Africa's development? I mean, a setback to Africa's development, or there's more to it? Coup d'etats really come as a result, right? Yes. So let's look into this again. Well, that's a steep precedent. And make use of RTI. Oppong Nkrumah tells academia and the media. I'm just remembering something somebody said yesterday about Mr. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah and his job. What his job entails. I don't know if it is true. I don't think I want to repeat it on air. But on Baker's case, counsel wants the client discharged. And that is on page 3. You want to read it, grab a copy. But let's do the middle page. Anything new on the middle page? Dr. Edu Chum advocates a new approach to education reforms as he addresses the 112th Adisadel College Speech and Prize Giving Day. All right, back page on the World Cup playoff. Delay in release of Stars squad purely strategic. Yate. DVLA trains examiners of categories D and F drivers. I'm praying DVLA that, I don't know, but you look into the drivers we have for the Trotros. I don't know what category they fall into, but is there a way of checking how they were trained, or maybe there can be some conference, workshop, something? Because these people, the way they drive, yesterday when Dome had less, let me say, no traffic, you should have seen what they were doing on the road. You should have seen what they were doing on our streets. I don't know, but please check for our Trotro drivers especially. There's a lot of concern, a lot. The new crusading guide, last but one, I should say, has this for us. Make use of RTI Act. Oppong Nkrumah charges academia and media, and that is captured on page 10 of the New Crusading Guide. Forgive my moving up and I felt I've already taken this. On PAC hearing, Minister Committee Chair spar over levy. Junapo says, you agree the e-levy is coming, and James Aveji says, Minister, listen to what I say carefully. Well, for more of that, pages 3 and 10 of the New Crusading Guide. Yes, that's for you. Coups retard growth. Coups retard growth. That's true to an extent. President Akufo-Addo speaks on that. Development. Deputy Local Government Minister engages staff of MMDAs in Upper West and Savannah regions. And arms ammunition trafficking saga. GRA's Michael Sechi and others face court on 9th. Face court 9 March. I'm not getting that, so if you understand that, maybe you help me. Face court 9 March, and the March there is a month March. The month March, so I was a little confused. You get me? Well, but on sports, Slop deserves days off. Crystal Palace manager Patrick Vieira hails Ghana midfielder after Man City drawing. Sule Muntari resumes training with Hearts of Oak, the second edition of Ghana East MCE's Gala competition held as Domi East crowned winner. I didn't even hear there was anything going on. I didn't hear any Dede cry in my area. And who are standing for us? I mean, Ashoma Estates. Why would I not? Anyway, let's go on. If I was told, I'm sure we would have won that gala, because I would have gone to participate fully. The Chronicle, the True Independence, the Nkondo with Seasway, Spear of the Nation, and we see a picture of Mr. Kojo Opong Nkrumah answering questions in Parliament yesterday. He's con to media. He says use RTI law to obtain reliable information. Other stories, President Akufo-Addo with certain senior officers in the photograph of the opening session of that security conference forum. Yeah, condemning coups without corresponding action is meaningless. I stand with you on that, Mr. President. Chachu wants criminal trial of Asing North MP halted. Ban on new gas stations will be lifted if what? If the story is in the Chronicle. You do have to grab a copy. The screaming headline here: attempts to belittle the e-levy. James Aveji fires blanks at PAC sitting, and Junapo whips him into line. Chronicle newspaper, the one who wrote this story. They might teach other. Thinking of whipping, using the whip, lashing people into line. I see, you've been a teacher before. All right, so let's go to the back page. Today's Champions League round of 16 matches. Villarreal locks horns with favorites. Juventus and Lille welcomes Chelsea to the State Fair. Whatever. Arsenal, Liverpool in crunch time. I love those two teams, Arsenal and Liverpool. There was a time I was rooting for Liverpool. There was a time, but my heart always goes out to Arsenal. And it's because of you I've stopped watching English football or Arsenal. You've broken my heart too many times. Now I don't watch again, but maybe I'll watch this one, Arsenal and Liverpool. Anyone who wins, my heart will not be broken. Anyway, Brighton take on Tottenham at Amex Stadium, and that will be it for the newspaper headline segments. But of course, we have a Bible quotation to round this all up for you. James 13 verses 14 and 15. James 3. 13. James has no 13. James 3 verses 14 and 15. But if you harbor bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. The 15 continues to say, such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but it is earthly, unspiritual. And guess what the last word is? Demonic. Harboring bitter envy and selfish ambition is described as earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. So drop it, drop it, drop it while it's hot. With that said, we'll go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, remember, some political discussion on topics you do want to listen to and share your ideas as well with us. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.